Hello viewers, this is Technical Experience and today I am going to explain to you how you can repair your RO plus UV filter if your filter is having no water or even overflow of water problem. First I'll show you the single line diagram of the electrical circuit of the filter, and there I'll explain functions of all the electrical equipments used in the filter. Then I shall explain to you which equipment or which part is responsible for which problem. Then I shall also explain how step by step you can troubleshoot all those problems. Starting from the left hand side, first the power enters into the filter through this power plug. This power is AC current, that is alternating current, that comes to the adapter. There the power converts into DC, that is direct current. Then the DC is further extended to a switch which is further connected to a float bulb. The float bulb lies inside the water tank of the filter. When the water tank will be empty, the float bulb will hang inside the water tank, and as a result the switch will be in closed position. That means the DC will be further extended to UV chamber, solenoid valve and the water pump. But when the water tank becomes full, then the switch become open due to the action of float bulb. That means when the water tank of the filter will be filled, then the supply to the UV chamber, solenoid valve and water pump will be cut. Now you might be thinking that why I am showing all the connections in single line, because this is a single line diagram. That means I am showing the positive wire connection only. However, the actual connection diagram will be like this, whatever shown in the diagram. Now we'll see step by step if you are not getting water from your filter. With a multimeter, check the voltage at the switch terminal and the negative terminal. If there is no voltage, then the adapter is faulty and that is to be replaced. But if the adapter is healthy but you don't get any voltage in UV chamber, solenoid valve or the water pump, that means with no water in the filter tank, the DC supply should be available to the UV chamber, the pump and the solenoid valve. If it is not so, that means your float bulb switch is unhealthy. If you find both of your adapter and the float bulb switch are healthy, that means you should get voltage across water pump as well as solenoid valve. If you find the voltage across water pump and solenoid valve healthy, but still your water pump is not working, that means your water pump is faulty. But if you find your water pump is also working, but still you are not getting water, that means your solenoid valve is faulty. Next issue I shall discuss is if there is overflow of water from your filter. Generally, what happens in a filter, when the water level in the filter tank is down, then the float bulb will be hanging inside the tank and the position of the switch will be closed. So as a result, the DC will be further extended to water pump, solenoid valve and the UV chamber. Hence, the pump will pump water into the filter, and also the solenoid valve will be open to pass the filter into the water tank. But as soon as the level of the water goes up and the water tank becomes full, that time the float valve will go high and the position of the switch of the float valve will open. As a result, there will be no power supply to water pump, solenoid valve as well as UV chamber. That means there will be no pumping of water, as well as the solenoid valve will also be closed, that will not pass water anymore to the water tank. Now in case if your switch becomes faulty, in that case the position of the switch will be closed irrespective of the position of the float valve or the water level inside your tank. In such case, the DC will be forwarded to water pump, solenoid valve and the UV chamber. So continuously the water pump will pump water into the filter, that will create the water to fill into the water tank, and as a result the water level in the tank will rise and may overflow from the tank. But if you find your switch is also healthy, that is when the water level in the tank rises, that time if the switch gets opened, supply is not extended to the water pump, solenoid valve and UV chamber, that means your switch is healthy. But if you still find there is overflow of water from your water tank, that means there is some other equipment which is also faulty. Generally, when there is no supply to the solenoid bulb try to block the water to flow inside the water tank. But in case the solenoid bulb becomes faulty, in that case, though there is no supply to the solenoid valve, it will not block the water to flow into the water tank. That may also lead to overflow of the water tank. Hence, for overflow of water from the water tank of the filter, only two equipments are responsible. First is the switch. If switch becomes faulty, that may also lead to overflow of water from the tank. And the second equipment which may also be responsible for overflow of water from the tank is solenoid bulb. If you like the video, then please give a thumbs up and also share with your friends.